Germans are private people. Very. This has advantages, but also some very obvious disadvantages. It is nice that they prefer the real thing, rather than living a life in virtual reality. It is nice that you actually have to get to know a person here before you get his or her email address or Facebook link. And once you get to know the Germans for real, you will be surprised how warm and friendly they actually are. I have mentioned in a previous vlog that the Germans usually are much warmer and friendlier than they get credit for. But their suspicion towards anything online, I mean particularly in this day and age, is, for an online junkie like me, oftentimes a bit of a burden. I was born and raised in Scandinavia, where literally everything happens online, and that has been the case for the past 2 decades. You may deal with the authorities online. You can enter a website and you can download a form or something like that. But in order to actually send the form, you will have to print it, and I haven't had a printer since 1996. And then you will have to fax it in order to send it to the authorities. I haven't sent a fax since 1974. Online shops are beginning to show up, but the Germans are still very suspicious when it comes to online payment. And if they have to give their credit card number to someone. That is, if they have a credit card. Most Germans prefer to pay cash, remember?
Lights gone now, but have no fear. You're closer now, the stars appear. We climb so high, 100 trees. So don't look down, just follow me. Leaning on a photograph, and our memories, they come alive. Lay me down, you slip around.
Internet penetration is significantly lower in Germany compared to Denmark and the rest of Scandinavia. And many of our friends are not really online when they're not at work in their office. Smartphones have helped this. But when sending an email, one should not expect a reply right away, and especially not during the weekends. The number of people with a profile on a social media platform is also lower than in other Western European countries. And if they have a profile, they will never use a smartphone app to access it. So a Facebook update from a German is actually rare. They will always tell you that they saw your updates and that they liked them, but you will just never know unless you talk to these people in real life. I sometimes ask why they don't want to share anything just remotely personal online. And the common answer always seems to be that they suspect the wrong people might get access to this kind of information. I never share anything online that I wouldn't also be able to stand up in the street and shout out loud. So why worry? That in order to stay up to date with the current affairs of your new German friends, you will first have to get to know them personally quite well. And then you very well might get asked if you're on WhatsApp. Text messages are still the thing here. I assume no one has ever told the Germans who in fact own WhatsApp. of that crane. One thing you may notice when you come to Germany for the first time is that all houses, they have rolling shutters in front of the windows. These shutters have two purposes. They were actually created to keep the sun out during the worst heat waves during the summer. But the Germans also used them for another purpose. Privacy.
'Cause I still need you.
During the afternoon, even if the window is not facing towards the sun, they will roll down the shutters because they are afraid that someone might be able to look into their home. In Scandinavia, we have midnight sun and we don't have shutters. We even put candle lights or lamps in the windows to make it appear warm and friendly when you see the house from the outside.
Say